Look, my lights are bright. Little top. There we go. That looks better. Yo, what's goody? What's goody? My G's, my G's. What up? What up, Sammy? Didandada. Cordell's out there. What's good, y'all? Phantom, appreciate the Noti Gang. Starfish out there. Trevor, what up? Is real player percentage the new wave? I got the numbers for you guys provided to us by the good folks over at NBA 2K Labs. I wanted to talk about it with y'all, connect with y'all, see what you guys think about real player percentage. I think a lot of people are going to be pleasantly surprised to consider equipping or activating, whatever you want to call it, real player percentage. Shogun, what up? Darth, what's good? Yeah, Dijon, what up? Savin, gotta see this. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty wild. What up, coins? What's going on, y'all? Let me see if the Streamlabs got my comments up. Yeah, Streamlabs got my comments up. I appreciate that. Shogun with the shotgun. Appreciate that, man. A lot of love, a lot of love. Yeah, so shooting with real player percentage is pretty wild, y'all. I mean, it is pretty wild. Um, like I said, I think a lot more folks are gonna start using real player percentage. I'm doing good, Cordell. Thank you. Hey, what up, man? Watching you from Mexico. Hey, Javi, appreciate that, man. Appreciate you watching from Mexico. I wanted to give you guys the numbers on real player percentage as soon as we get some more folks in here, because I know a lot of people are going to be asking about this consistently. Uh, hey, thanks, Cordell. You're my favorite viewer, man. Cameron C, what up, man? Cap out there. Que lo que, almighty finesse, what it is. Yeah, so real player percentage is something else. You guys, there's one indicator if you guys don't know when someone's using real player percentage, because I know it's gonna start spreading. It's gonna start spreading heavy throughout the community. And there's gonna be people trying to deny that they're using real player percentage because it's such a cheap way to shoot. And I think a lot of folks know about this. You know, you're not going to have comp players admitting to using real player percentage, but it's clear as day obvious when someone is using real player percentage because there's no shot feedback at all. What a big red was good. Yeah, yeah, exactly. You don't need to use sniper. That's another. The homie, I am Andrew James, just said real player percentage is smart if you're not good at timing your shots. You technically get more badges. You don't need to use sniper, green machine, or any badges that have to do with shooting greens. So I mean, everything he said is pure facts. There's the difference with using real player percentage, and there's considering a slight drop off in percentages, especially if you use something like a 93-point shot. You could really save yourselves a bunch of badge points out there. Yeah, feedback will tell you facts. What up? What up? Brooklyn, what's good, man? Yeah, so there's gonna, like I said, there's gonna be a bunch of players that they're gonna be in denial. Now I'm not using real player percentage facts. What are you talking about? I can see you. I can see you. No shot feedback, man. What are you talking about? What's up, eggs? Yeah, next thing you know, all you gotta do is power up your PlayStation, select the 2K22 app, and just watch the AI play for you. That's what's gonna happen next. You got 2K taking over your passing lane steals with 60% automatic steals and additional on top of that 60%, an additional 10% auto deflection. So that's somewhat 70% taking over your player in the passing lanes on defense. And now we got real player percentage going crazy out there, allowing players just to shoot. And another thing that I wanted to mention about this, because there's people who don't know about this as well, your base, you know how when you have user timing, almost a 38, hey, that's what's up, Brad. You know how when each base has different user timing, when you use real player percentage, it doesn't matter what base you use, they'll all give the same percentage back. So it doesn't even matter what base you're using out there. It's just going strictly off of your 3-point attribute. So like NBA 2K Laz recommended it, and I also recommend put on the fastest jump shot possible. That means you could use jump shot 3. That means you could use set shot 25. That means you could use the absolute fastest jump shot because it has nothing to do with your timing. All you really got to do is press the square button. And that just, and everything is based off shot selection. So if you're wide open, that joint is dropping. I want to give you guys the numbers. When we hit 100 viewers, I'll give you guys the numbers that 2K Labs shared with us in case you haven't seen the video from 2K Labs that they did about real player percentage. It's pretty wild. What if you have an 85 3-point rating? If you have an 85 3-point rating, you are shooting at a decent clip. You got to keep in mind also that real player percentage is not going to, if you're a poor shooter, you're going to see an immediate increase to your make percentage. But if you're a good shooter and you attempt to switch off of user timing and go to real player percentage, then you're going to notice you're missing shots that maybe you shouldn't have missed. With big man post hooks, yeah, I'm not exactly sure about that. Yeah, I don't know why so many players are bad on defense, but at 85, if you have an 85 3-point attribute, you can make about 64% of your shots using real player percentage. So what I would recommend when you guys get these numbers, I would recommend that you check your stats and see what percentage you're shooting now. And if these numbers are higher than the percentage you're shooting now, then maybe I consider switching over. That's not to say that you can increase past. That's the difference with real player percentage. Yeah, the shooting percentage. Yeah, we're talking about the real player shooting percentage. It goes by your 3-point attribute, and that's what it's based off of, your 3-point attribute. So if you have an 85, you can shoot about 64%. And what I mean to say is that it's a whole cap. You gotta see it like this. It's a whole cap. If you intend to shoot, like say you won't be able to shoot one game, not even one game higher than 64. So this is what we're kind of referencing here. The idea that you're basically given a ceiling of the percentage. And I don't know if that's base per game. I can't say it's actually base per game, but it may be your overall percentage will remain at the set amount. It could only go lower than that. It won't be able to go above that because other factors are like the contest. If you're shooting shots that are contested, then your real player percentage is not going to make up for that contest. It'll actually hurt you because it's going to drop the actual percentage for the shot. Real player percentage is a fun killer. That's what Xavier says, man. So, I didn't feel like my shooting badges were not working when I tried it. No, it's not that your shooting badges were not working. It's the idea that you don't need badges like sniper because it's not based off user timing. See, sniper badge is it's solely based off your user timing, which is why it helps you with slightly earlys and slightly lates. Slightly early and slightly late, you shoot when you have slightly early timing or slightly late timing. Real player percentage takes that completely off the table. No more user timing. Everything is based completely off of shot selection. So that means sniper comes right off ASAP. It's no point in having it because sniper has nothing to do with real player percentage. So I'm not saying it as like maybe you should take off sniper. No, guaranteed take off sniper if you use real player percentage. Because all those badges that have to do with timing need to come off. Yo, what up, Harry Johnson? What up, y'all? Hello, Spot Up Homer. What's good, Luciano? Celebrates 19 months of membership. Appreciate you, Luciano. D. Grayson, what it is. Kane. That's crazy. It's a real thing in 2K. It is crazy. It is crazy that it's a real thing. Maybe that's why they put sniper in the game. Possibly. I mean, why do we have this? Help me. Like the homie said, what's next? What's next? We're going to have 2K dribbling for us as well. 2K is going to complete. You just hit left and you go into a series of 25 dribble combinations. What is next, man? We're supposed to be, during the courtside reports prior to the release of 2K, they promised us that we would. They acknowledged that they were too involved in the game. They made that acknowledgement clear as day. We're too involved. We want to relinquish control and give it back to the user. This is 2K in their courtside reports. I'm gonna be on for a little while, Rad. So yeah, they promised that in our course I report prior to the release. And then we get on 2K22 and we find 2K is more involved than ever before. Like, what is really good here? What is really good? Some people complain too much about the game. Will your field goal percentage in my career be the same as the real player? It's not based off of your percentage shooting, yeah. It's not gonna be based off of your percentage. When you activate the real player percentage, is going off of your 3-point attribute. So as say like a 83-point attribute means that you're shooting at a certain percentage. 85 3-point attribute means that you're shooting at a certain percentage, and there's a set number for each attribute. So we're gonna review those numbers right now, and I guess we'll constantly go over these numbers in case you guys and you want to get out your notepad or whatnot so you could write this stuff down. So be it, but just so you have an idea, maybe when I cross over your 3-point rating, you can write that down. At a 95 3-point rating, most players that have a 95 3-point rated are goated. I imagine that Deadeye and Blinders would help with the contest on real player percentage. A 95 rating, hear this, y'all. A 95 rating will have you hitting 81% of your shots. Now, keep this in mind. That's not to say that you can take contested shots. It's just to say that real player percentage will have you hitting 81% of your open shots. A 90 rating will have you hitting about 78%. And the numbers for like average user timing on, mind you, these are when you go into user timing, it more so focuses on the base you have, because depending on the base you have will increase or decrease your actual make percentage. So keep that in mind. In real player percentage, doesn't matter what base you use across the board, it goes by the 3-point attribute, and those percentages will maintain the same regardless of what base you use. If you use a slower base, it may lower your percentage because you'll be contested more often than not. But if you use a super fast base, then you can maintain the percentages that I'm giving you guys here. An 85 3-point rating will get you about a 64%, 64 make percentage. An 83-point rating will get you a 61 make percentage, a 75, and it drops off. It drops off at 85, going to 64 from 78 at 90. So at 90 rating, you could shoot 78%. At 85, that number drops tremendously to 64%. And then at 80 is 61% using real player percentage. At 75 rating, 3-point rating, which there's a lot of people out there trying to stretch those 3-point ratings, and there's a lot more players using 75 to 80. But if you decide to use real player percentage with a 75 rating, you could hit up to 55.5% of your shots. These numbers are all given to us courtesy of 2K Labs. If you see the promo code up top, if you guys would like to get more in-depth information to help you guys become better NBA 2K22 players. You want to learn more about these jump shots? Use promo code AllCity at NBA2KLab.com and get their premium membership. Save yourself 20% by using promo code AllCity. With a 73-point rating, that number drops to 46.5%. Oh my God. And I know I've seen these people out there. I've seen them. They out there trying to equip real player percentage, and they are terrible. Real player percentage can go crazy with Circus 3s, I imagine. Yeah. Yeah, these are 2K Labs stats, Drunk Kyle. Yep. This is only good for high 3-point ratings. I have an 85 3-point rating and it shoots 78% from 3. I have a 79 plus, and I used real player percentage yesterday in OGym. I was hitting 66% plus every game. Yeah. So 79 will get you, yeah, so at 80 you get a 61%. If you were shooting 66%, that's not going to be your overarching experience on 2K. There's a cap there. And mind you, all of the jump shots are the same when using real player percentage. So this is why it's recommended you just put the fastest jump shot possible, because it has nothing to do with your user timing. You're not going to be pressing and holding the button. Whenever you hit that box button, that timing is automatic. It's not going to be like, oh, you timed it and so you felt like you made that shot. Nah, that's 2K making the shot for you is solely based off of whether or not you're contested. If you got a 99 3-point shot, 99 3-point shot players are hitting crazy. Yeah, set shot 25 might be a latency killer if things are goofy. Facts. That's not a bad idea. A latency killer. Stick said he used set shot 25. Real player has been out for years. It's not good on contested, so you lose. If yeah, real player has been out for years, but it was based off of using your shot timing, like your shot stick. Real player percentage, you wasn't able to use it with the square button, and that was, and you wasn't even able to use it online, if I'm not mistaken. You correct me if I'm wrong. You couldn't even use real player percentage online. It was out for my career. I got badges. I dropped a video about it last year. When I went to make the video today, I saw that my video was ranked #2 on YouTube from last year, talking about it. Can I ask why we're advocating? No, we're not advocating for anybody to use this. We're not, nobody's advocating for anybody to use real player shooting percentage. We're just giving the facts. Uh, this is where we're at with 2K. Uh, it's not an advocation. It's what's in 2K. If anybody advocated for players to use this, is 2K incorporating it into the game and allowing you to take this online. So I get it. We're really just talking about what's spreading through the community right now. We're seeing more and more players use it. It's really. What's up, Eggs? In my opinion, I'd rather hit contested shots. Yeah, facts. Man has me thinking about my latency issue shooting when I play that 70 with our 91 overall might be my facts. It might be. It very well might be, Big Red. It very well might be. I'm gonna try it. I don't wanna. I can't imagine. It's got to feel uneasy. I'm gonna see how it works with Circus threes. I'm gonna try to put on the fastest jump shot possible. See how it works with Circus threes. If it works good with Circus threes, then I might end up loving it, taking them leaning shots. Who knows? We'll see what happens, man. It just sounds like a nightmare. It doesn't sound like it's headed in. You know what it sounds like? It sounds to me like it'll be fun in the beginning. You'll have fun in the beginning, but it feels so cheap that in the end, you're not gonna feel like you're controlling those shots. You're not gonna feel like you have control over the outcome of how you play. So I don't know. Hey, appreciate it, James Brown. Can I get a run? We're just talking right now. I feel you take good shots and people pass when you open, you agree or hit majority of the shots. Yeah, that's facts. So at the very least, you agree it's garbage that people use. It's terrible that it's even in the game. Try chef with it. Facts. We didn't even think about that. Facts. Try chef and limitless spot up with it. Yeah. That's how I feel. I feel like it's internal zens. Like 2K is incorporating internal zens. Yeah, I don't agree. I think it's garbage that 2K even has this in the game. I think it's garbage. No, hold on a second. Let me retract and backtrack and all sorts of tracks with this, because from a new player perspective, I just spit all over my mic. From a new player perspective, that's when you use those pieces. A new player perspective, just getting on 2K for the first time ever is like, that might be a godsend. A godsend. Like, man, I could shoot good. It's not like you're missing wide open shots. I think most players hit wide open for the most part, though. Take it out of online, period. Take it out of online. But from a new player perspective, I understand. I understand how this may feel like, wow, that's amazing. But from your casual, I mean, like even your casual gamer who's been playing for a long time, but they just play casually, to competitive gamers, it's just like, why? We've been begging 2K to create some level of a skill gap for I don't know how long. You know what I'm saying? Thought people were making whites till now. Yeah, we've been begging 2K to make a skill gap for a long time. But now this is introduced along with the interceptor badge. Oh man, it's just really wild. That's a perfect time to take four of us. Thought people were making whites until now. Oh man. I wonder how it's gonna be. Are you shooting more greens? It's like, are you shooting more greens or not? I don't know. What was the number for 99? I didn't have the number for 99, but you could only imagine 95 you're hitting 81%, so that's already a super high number. And if these numbers don't sound high to you, then go and check out, and I'm not saying to you, but I'm just talking in general terms. If these numbers do not sound high enough to you, then go and check out your make percentage, your 3-point make percentage now. And then you can see, like, you're gonna see that you're shooting maybe 50%, 40% from 3-pointer. When you see those numbers, then you'd be like, oh, I might need to I might need to activate this real player percentage. Sonic Lock, you said I use real player percentage, and what you think about it? What's good, game winner? What's good? What's supposed to be for franchise and my league players should never be in comp. Should say it again, game winner. That joint should never. Layups and threes are way different. Yeah, the joint should never be out here. Why is this even a concern? Why do we why do we need to help me understand this? Help me. Bear with me for a second, y'all. 2K, there's all in 2K22. The second release on next gen consoles. All in 2K22, we got introduced a badge that helps you catch the ball. Glue hands. Helps you catch the ball and also make a transition out of whatever, whether you're going to shoot or you're going to drive. So in other words, 2K is saying, hey, you guys may need a badge that help you catch the ball, but we'll give you another badge to help you get automatic steal animations and lunge damn near halfway across the court, 60% of the time with 10% auto deflect, total of 70%. 2K controlling your player while you only get 30% to control that passing lane steal. And in the same breath that they told you need a badge to catch the ball, they're going to tell you, and you can equip real player percentage to automatically hit your shots. Man, ain't that some? Ain't that wild? Is that not wild? Is that not the most wildest thing? Which way do we go? Which direction are you taking us to, K? What is going on here? So, it's really difficult to understand. Let's run some rec. Yeah, I'm about to go in there in a while. So you start missing to make your percentage to balance out. I don't know if you start missing to make your percentage balance out, but I know you got a set cap depending on your 3-point attribute. If you're using real player percentage to shoot, what's the point of badges? Why bother building? And that's a there's certain badges that are just taken off the table when you decide to. We were just talking about this a second ago. There's certain badges that are completely taken off the table, and I'm not saying this from my opinion type of place. I'm saying this because real player percentage does not have anything to do with user timing. That means sniper badge comes completely off the table. One of the best badges in the game comes completely off the table because sniper is based off user timing. Real player percentage is totally not based off user timing. So, there's certain badges that just come right off the table. This is the first year for auto steals. I don't think it's the first year for auto steals. I can't say. I can't say. I don't know if 2K ever, or if 2K Labs or anybody has ever really tested if it was auto. Because I know we've gotten auto steals in the past. I just think that this year, 2K really, for some strange reason, increased those sliders. Whenever they were doing the coding or whatnot, when it came to Interceptor, they said, all right, let's take that from 30% to 60%. What? Because we never witnessed Interceptor. We know what Interceptor was in 2K19. We know what onboard steals were in 2K19. Interceptor in 2K19 was not nearly as bad as it is this year. Not nearly. You guys, people lunging across the whole court. Yeah, facts. Green Machine too. Yeah. Yeah, I said it. I can't lie. I use it. I just started playing again and my internet is lagging. I understand. Y'all hate it. I don't think people are. like I was saying, I understand how some people may find it like an option to help make their 2K experience way more enjoyable. I get that. That's an option out there. But even you, if you're using it, you got to see like, hold on a second. How do we take players that are using real player percentage where it doesn't now let's lay the facts out. Let's lay the facts out for it. Real player percentage and user timing. All these players go into the same match. User timing has to worry about shot selection, and they also have to worry about the actual user timing of their shot. And each base is given a different percentage, a different like a different level of which they could hit, make percentage, slightly earlys, all that stuff is given a different percent. Not to mention you have to waste badge points. So all this goes into user timing. Badge points have to be incorporated. Now you take those same players who have to worry about so much as it in regards to shooting with user timing, and then you put the real player percentage players in the same match. You put those all those players in the same match. Now, real player percentage could take off shooting badges, so they save badge points. They don't have to worry about the base they use, so they could put on the absolute fastest base in the game because it has nothing to do with user timing. It's just based off shot selection. So much less to worry about with real player percentage versus user timing. So much less to concern yourself about. And the only difference, the absolute only difference in average make percentage for players who use user timing is about 7%. I'm not playing with y'all. It's about 7% difference. The average, not to say, don't get me wrong, middle make, we're talking about players who consistently green out there. That percentage could jump almost 20% above real player percentage. Players who know their jump shot locked in and always green, that's the middle make percentage. That number could jump up tremendously higher than real player percentage. But your average make percentage is only about 7%, up to 10% difference. Mind you, you're saving badge points, you're saving user timing, you're saving all these concerns when it comes to shooting, and you're just worrying about shooting an open shot, as most people have to worry about in general. See the difference? There's more badge benefits. It's a way to consider it. There's more badge benefits to a certain extent. Golded players are going to be more inclined to leave user timing on because they're not worried. They have blinders that they want to activate. They got sniper that they want to activate, and they're used to greening their shots. So I get that golded players are definitely going to want to stay on user timing. But your average player, and let's not forget that, the majority of players are average players. There's only a small minority that are considered competitive players. So the good majority of players may need to consider real players. I'm not advocating for this. I just mean to say, if your goal is to shoot better, then real player percentage is probably going to get you there. It's sad to say. I'm more so referencing this because it's sad to say that that's the actual fact. What up, Elman? I don't think people understand how much 5%, 10% makes a difference. Yeah, facts. Yeah, it's facts. 5%, 10% make a difference. I use Luka Doncic for my three-point shooting facilitator. That green animation is such a satisfying feeling. Yeah, people want to see that green animation. Elman, what's good, man? But yeah, it's a scary thing where 2K is headed. It's it's a scary thing. I can't imagine how when somebody's at the round table considering the release of 2K22 and saying, "Okay, we'll do this. Great idea." 2K19 interceptions were bad, but not like 2K22. Facts. I've been going through this with 2K. We've been playing for years, so I've watched all the motions of 2K, and I watched how intercept evolved, and how in 2K19 it was already bad, but it was manageable. You know what I'm saying? Like it was manageable. Even when you came against a team of lockdowns, you was like, "Oh crap," but it was still manageable. A team of lockdowns at 2K22 is like, all right, GG's, yeah. Can't throw not one pass. Not one pass. They jumping, man. Man, just use whatever is gonna make you better. You played with randoms. Yeah, use whatever you that's gonna make you better out there. It's facts. I was thinking that also. That's a great point. Deshaun Crawford. You guys got to understand that the Intimidator badge is a proximity badge. So with real player percentage, the Intimidator badge is going to play a part in your percentage. So defenders going up against real player percentage. This is why higher three ball players should consider the real player percentage. I've seen a lot. If you go into old gym, you see a ton of players out there. It is like giving everyone a Zen controller, Harry Johnson. You see a ton of players out there with a high 3-point rating, but they got like a bad base. So they're not hitting like they should, but you know they have a high 3-point rating because they created the small player builds and they're trying to shoot, but they just keep missing even wide open. And it's sad to say that that's the case, but user real player percentage will definitely help those type of players out where they could put any shot on and now they're hitting. That's when you could press square. I didn't know. That's why it was blank when players shot. Yep. Philip Maldonado. That's why it's blank when players are shooting out there. You're getting no shot feedback. They're using real player percentage. I got to say again that I've seen players out there using it and they're not shooting good. But I think as low three ball players, they're thinking that they could make up for it with real player percentage equipped. So they're thinking that they could make up for their low three ball. Listen, I have a player with a 76 three ball, and he hits absolutely great. I intend to bring him out after I finish these 100 games in the rec. I only got 3 more left to complete the quest for the racing suit. After I finish that, I intend to bring my 6'9" back out, and he just shoots great with just user timing and set shot 25. I think players are thinking they could have a low three ball and then put they could activate the real player percentage, and with a low three ball like my player has a 76, at 75 you're only shooting 55%. Now that's fairly good considering a 75, but you can more than definitely, matter of fact, you can definitely hit higher at higher percentages than that because my 76 I shoot really good with him. Top three, if you want to see the top three jump shots for green percentages, now I gotta help you guys better understand what 2klab.com getting their premium membership gives you guys. I'm gonna help break it down for you guys best I can, because when you're using user timing, every base has not only a middle make percentage, it has a slightly early make percentage and a slightly late make percentage. So what I mean to say is if you find yourself out there and you shoot a lot of slightly lates, then you may want to search for a jump shot that has a high slightly late make percentage. There's some bases that have a higher slightly early or a higher middle make or a low middle make with high slightly early and slightly lates. These are the numbers that you get from NBA 2K Lab Premium. I keep stressing this like this to you guys. So that way, you don't need to rely on anybody. The numbers are there for you. There's why some players there's some bases that has a super high middle make and then really low slightly earlys and slightly lates, which means that if you're not hitting that middle of the green window every time, then you may be prone to missing more often. So, but these are the numbers that 2K Labs get you. You can use promo code AllCity, save yourself 20%. I highly recommend you guys get them numbers and get your jump shot right out there. Yeah, no. What up? What up, New York? What's good, V? If lower than like a 80, you can still shoot. Yeah, you can shoot, but it's gonna be more difficult. Real player seems good for spot ups, but a point guard with a high three ball, the shot selection is different, like shooting off the dribble. That's a good way to look at it as well. This 2K stuff gets really deep. It does. This is why I like having these kind of talking streams with y'all, because it can get really deep. But like I tell everyone, practice with one jumper is the best way to get right. And it's scary that you say that too, game winner, because this is the messed up part that I find with 2K. You could practice with one jumper, but maybe you're, and I get that a good player, if they're able to make that middle make and really lock it in, um, it'll be super dope. But the sad reality with 2K is that different bases have different even middle make percentages. Like they even have different middle make percentages, which is absolutely sad. I could understand if every single base had the same middle make percentage. You have, if you choose the wrong base, you may be just putting yourself at a disadvantage. It's so wrong. It is so wrong. You know, there's some bases with a super high middle make percentage and low slightly early, low slightly late. There's some bases with a super low middle make percentage with a high slightly early and a high slightly late. You know, it's so, man, it's so messed up that it's like that. Because if you go out there and you don't know any better and you choose the wrong base and you saying I'm just gonna learn my base, you put, it's like a cap that they put you on too with that base when you could learn with the right base or with a base that's how do you say that 2K accommodates more, accommodates that more accommodates your shooting or make percentages, and then you practice with that one. If you don't know, like if you don't learn the base, then you'll be shooting with a poor base and not even know it, because you wouldn't think that 2K would set up different make percentages for different bases. I know I wouldn't think that if I was brand new to 2K. I would be like, that's unheard of. What are they talking about? And they don't tell me. That's this is the issue that I have, y'all. Because you know, like, all right, let's put this in perspective, y'all. You know how you get on a game, like say a shooter game, right? And it'll tell you this particular gun has this much velocity, this much damage, like it could do this amount of damage. Uh and I don't know what else it has, a recoil, things like this. It gives you like set uh I don't know, set stats for that gun. 2K is basically telling you that every shot is the same because they're not giving us percentages for each base. They're not saying this base has the potential to make this make percentage, or slightly early's on this base is this. It's 2K Labs has to do the work and give that to y'all. Why? Why is it that 2K Labs has to do the work and give that to y'all? 2K Labs is the one who's doing this for us, man. Just testing, and Circus 3 still pops up on real player percentage. Yeah, I imagine it does. I imagine it does. Every leaning shot. Even muscle memory doesn't really help much because it's always different no matter what mode you play in. It is different. We're waiting on the next bat. Bat, he said, preach. Wasn't this in two? It was in 2K21. 2K don't tell you anything about how some jumpers just won't hit. Yeah. Yeah, man. It wasn't 2K21. I dropped a video about it in 2K21, but it was offline. You didn't have to worry about real player percentage online. In 2K22, it's online. And it's like, yo, what are we doing here? What's going on? In 2K, how you intend to take over my jump shot? How do you feel about the new 6'7" point guard build? I feel like all the build should have that versatility. Well, I don't want to see all builds have that level of versatility. Some players don't even want that level of versatility. This is why you see tall, like really big dudes out there. Yeah, the 6'7" build is getting crazy. It's getting crazy. 2K, you know, you gotta love the 2K community for always finding. You would think, listen, if I was 2K, if I was a developer at 2K, I would 20 years in, I would damn near be paranoid because I know that, you know, it would probably be my goal to make sure there's not an exploit. But I would damn near be paranoid, like just double checking everything before release to make certain that there's not gonna be some type of exploit. We're 20 years in, and I know a lot of you guys are like, well, they'll always find an exploit. Now imagine you're a 20-year experienced developer on the same game. You've been going through patching exploits for so long, so many years. You get just so much information delivered to you about exploits and how to make things right for 2K, and you still drop a game and the community still finds a new exploit. Oh my god. Gotta give it to the two man. You guys, it be the players that be developers, man. Because the players are the players are the ones who are truly developing the game. Not to say that, not to discredit what developers do in delivering us products, but the players are the ones who actually develop how the game goes. It's so wild. 2K know it's in there and they put it in there. We ain't gonna get this insurgents grind sometime soon. I've been on it. This community will always find one. Facts. I knew people were gonna say that. The community will always, because I feel the same. The community, yeah, if 2K23 is the same old trash that gets ruined by mid-December, I'm done with this. Makes no sense, Sheldon, unless you think about the money aspect. They need you to make more bills. I was considering that as well. The idea that 2K says, well, here's an exploit and have half the community. Here's an exploit build because we know you guys are gonna find it. So here's an exploit build. Have half the community go and create a new exploit build. Give it about a month, patch that build. Now everybody makes a new build for what for the reasoning behind that patch to the old glitch build, and then the 2K community comes out with yet another build that's glitched. You get a little speed boost here and there, too fast, too big, all this stuff, and then 2K takes that off the table while the cycle keeps going on and on and on. AC, do you think in the minds of 2K the auto steal was their way of giving defense an edge to counteract all the offensive badges? I hate, the reason why it bothers is because I played through 2K19. So 2K19, we had defense that had the potential to be overpowered, but it was like you didn't come across a whole team of locks in the rec center because there was limitations to their builds that didn't allow them to run a whole team of complete locks. But it was good because you had a lockdown out there that could do what he does. He would spot up shoot, and he would also play great defense. It wasn't unrealistic defense, it was great defense. So what we're seeing in 2K22, I understand the idea that 2K may have just added some that will help with the limitations on defense, because the offense doesn't seem to have nearly as many limitations. They're not as restricted. So I say, okay, let's consider that idea that 2K said, well, somebody had to type numbers. Somebody had to increase those numbers because everything is coding on 2K. So somebody had to type those numbers up and increase whatever 20% whenever they're doing the coding. They're going to make this, whatever they did to increase those auto steals was absolutely silly because now it's unrealistic. I don't mind the idea of auto steals so much so if they weren't as unrealistic. Do you guys remember how in previous versions of 2K, it wasn't the users that would get those auto steals consistently. It was when somebody quit out and then you had an AI and you knew you couldn't pass it in their direction because they'd go into a lunging automatic steal animation. That was in previous versions of 2K. Never the user, always the AI, and it was hella noticeable. Now 2K is turning users into AIs right in front of your face. They are literally turning users into AIs. So you guys straight have artificial intelligence. It's like you guys have phony intelligence. Will ruin 2K. Imagine little Timmy with his play shot running. Yeah, we're gonna have you ain't lying. You ain't lying. We're gonna have a bunch of 6-year-olds asking for $600 wages now. You're gonna have 6-year-olds paying their parents' mortgage because of this real player percentage. They're gonna be coming here by next month. City, let's wager, City. Talking to a grown man, he talking about wager. If you don't get your little self from around me, Bay's getting ripped right after the rebound is just dumb. That is truly annoying. What does it take for 2K to just implement keep the ball high type of feature into the game? We've been going through that for years. And you play it with the AI, same thing for me. Their choice to pay some people can't find all day on the game or want to 2K could shorten the grind. All right, let's read this. Try to read this comment together from Quinn Logan. Yeah, but it's their choice to pay some people can't find all day on a game or want to 2K could shorten the grind. So, I mean, I try to read it out loud so that way we could create some dialogue about it. But even reading it out loud, I almost got dizzy. I can't even put together what was trying to be said there. Maybe it was a response to something else. But I appreciate you leaving a comment, Quinn Logan. When will Unpluckable ever work? I think Unpluckable works better than ever. I think Unpluckable, man, I've been running Unpluckable on silver all year and barely get the ball ripped from me. All year I've been running Unpluckable on silver. In previous years, I had to run Unpluckable super high. I think the game winner said, I think my brain just exploded. No, most 6-year-old kids don't have good basketball Q. It's not. Mm-mm. All good, Quinn. All good. AC, would you be alright if 2K decided to not release a game for a year? Do you think? Do you guys think 2K should take a year off? At this point, yeah. Honestly, I don't think it's time constraints that are limiting 2K. I think it's a balance that 2K is trying to make with marketing, sales, things of those departments. A balance that they're trying to make sure that they maintain. Now, keep in mind, let's give you guys some numbers. The numbers for microtransactions outweigh the numbers that they receive or revenue that they receive for actual unit sales. So, they're going through these P&L meetings, profit and loss meetings, and they're just trying to figure out how do we maintain, not only maintain, but super exceed those numbers that we did last year, because I'm sure they're battling the last 5 years and they're battling the potential for the next 5 years. So when you're taking those things into consideration, 2K there's a lot of strategy involved in the game. I know you guys may not see it like firsthand, but with any business, there's super strategy if they intend to be successful, let alone 2K being successful, knowing that they're going to excel way past wherever they're at right now. 2K ain't going nowhere for a long while. And you could trust and believe that your pockets will be empty before 2K goes anywhere. And what I mean to say is that they'll get hella more aggressive with microtransactions before they go anywhere. They'll go out with a bang. So, it's hard to say if they should take a year off, because I don't necessarily think that it's has anything to do with time constraints. That's the I don't know if that makes sense to you. I don't feel like it has anything to do with limitations on time. I think it's a psychological thing, and how they're approaching the player base, how they're choosing to see the player base, not trusting in the player base to spend money. I was on Call of Duty Warzone, and I enjoyed my time on Warzone so much that I was purchasing almost every single like camo package and all this good stuff. It was just so funny. You didn't even think about how much the camo packs cost or getting a new gun. You didn't think about it because you really enjoyed your time. Thanks, son. You really enjoyed your time playing the game. 2K seems to take a backwards strategy to this, where it's just like, we want to continue to force the microtransaction. I mean, don't hold me. These are just my opinions on it. It just seems, from my experience playing 2K, where we didn't have to even worry about purchasing boosts for years. It wasn't even a thought or consideration. We didn't. I would wear the same outfit for the whole year. Now I'm out there buying different swag, buying different drip. I'm out there making sure I gotta create new sneakers. I'm out there like spending tons of VC on boosts and player builds, and And I was totally against this. So if they got me, you know, they good at what they do. Let's say 2K20 was good. It's been bad since 2K21. They need to make one game. Oh man, they should just make one game or make. I would like to see a battle pass. I ain't gonna front. I was mentioning I made a video about that as well. One game and they just kind of give you what is it? Similar to like what Grand Theft Auto, where you just stay with one game and you get new content. What is that salad? Let me eat some of this while we do this. Wow. Mess up none of these. Nothing going on with this live stream. A 2K pass each month you get moved. I believe that's where 2K is headed, y'all. I said this when I had mentioned this when they came out with these seasons, that they're just like desensitizing us to the idea of paying for these seasons. I see what you're saying, but the game was balanced. Not only would they make a bunch of money with new players, but imagine. Mm, it's an optimistic way of looking at it, Deshaun. The reason why I'm mentioning that, is because we were so close to greatness. Even 2K22 is so close to greatness, but it seems like 2K is pulling greatness back. And it seems like it's done on purpose. It doesn't seem like it's done with good intention. Let me know if you guys feel what I'm saying. It feels like we're so close to greatness, and we've been close to greatness for a long time. Since 2K16, we've been close to greatness. And 2K just keeps tugging back, like, nah, we're not letting you be great. You can't be great just yet. So watching how the game has evolved these like last 5 years or whatnot, it's just like, why? What is the big deal? Why can't we just be great? You're wondering, like, why can't we just be great? But then you see the aggressive push in marketing, in the aggressive push in microtransactions. When you see that aggressive, that energy directed towards, microtransactions and such, you're like, hold on, that's why you don't want it to be great. I get it. Are you ever gonna let it be great? Optimistic and 2K doesn't belong in the same book at this point. Yeah. As once we get to a peak at a good game. Yeah. Yeah. Because even on a release, we get a little glimpse of what could possibly be a good game. Peep this, y'all. So let's say NBA 2K19, NBA 2K20, even 21 on release had the potential to be absolutely amazing. 22 especially had the potential to be absolutely amazing. We get a little peek, we get a glimpse in, and we see greatness. We see us right there. We're saying to the point that Mike Wang said on Twitter, we didn't touch anything to do with gameplay. We didn't touch it. Acknowledging that the community was extremely happy with the gameplay on 2K22. I spent about the first 2-3 weeks without saying not once, damn 2K. Not once during my gameplay did I feel like, man, come on 2K. You get on the game now and you play for more than an hour, almost guarantee you finna say, oh man, 2K, what's happening? 22, 23 shooting badges. Yeah, definitely, JP. Yep, definitely. You don't even need that much. You're absolutely right. But notice that we always come back to playing every year, even when we know what to expect. You're right. We do play hoping for better. The thing is that there's always going to be an emerging fan base. That's what 2K knows. This is why they solidify. Why? Come on. Why don't you guys see other basketball games? Let me help you guys understand. EA was about to drop a free-to-play game A free-to-play basketball game this year. EA was about to drop it. EA was about to be a competitor for 2K22. The NBA said, nah, you tripping, EA. That's not going down. You are tripping, EA. That's not going. The NBA, not 2K. The NBA said, nah. This is reported by Brian Mazik, sports writer, Forbes. From then on, we found out that Brian Mazik found out that there was rumors that the whole EA team involved with what is it, NBA Live, the whole EA team was disbanded. What I'm referring to is the idea that when we used to have video games, we used to have multiple options within whatever type of game we liked, whatever sport, whatever it was basketball, baseball, whatever sport, whether it was Olympics, things like this. You had multiple hockey, multiple games to choose from. So what 2K did very well was make sure they locked in the whole market for basketball gaming. Keep in mind as well, on top of this, to help you guys understand how much money is involved in this, is that gaming in general is set. It's on course to being the number one entertainment venue. We're talking about it's outweighing movies and watching TV. The number one entertainment venue is going to be in gaming. So 2K said we locking that all up. Ain't nobody getting in either. So now we have the freedom. We lock up the whole marketplace, and now we have the freedom to do what we please. And we know that to be the case. So it's hard. What if it's good and free? That's not good and free is not in 2K's logic. Crazy? Yo, good and free? I'm not trying to knock 2K. I'm telling my experience as a player playing the game and watching it evolve for so many years into what we have now. And I like 2K22. I'm not knocking 2K22. I like what the devs did and how much effort they're putting into maintaining a certain level of balance in the game. But this was all brought up due to real player percentage. So we're going to keep it a buck and say what we have in front of us. Everything that encompasses 2K22, not just, my personal experience, but everything that encompasses 2K22 and where it's headed. We want to keep it a buck so that way, people aren't disappointed with what they're receiving, and the idea of being optimistic that 2K is going to make something good. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to take it from what we consistently experiencing, especially when we had such a glimpse and a good peak at greatness. And it was just pulled back from us. It was pulled back. And it's like, why? Why is it? Why? What's going on? Why are we pulling back? Why are we pulling back when we're so close? Like you're at the peak of Mount Everest and somebody say, all right, we're done. You're right there. Nah, we're done. Yeah, I don't know, y'all. Yeah, I hear Madden and FIFA get a lot of that. Tell me if I'm wrong. I hear Madden and FIFA get a lot of that type of stuff. Yes, sir, Big Red. Yes, sir. You gotta preach some of this stuff sometimes. It's good to have a talk with the community every now and then and be like, what y'all feeling, man? What up, AO Bree Music was good. No matter how bad 2K is, it's still always gonna be the premier sports game. But that's what I'm trying to get at, Jake. There's not I'm trying to get at the idea that there's a reason why 2K is the premier sports game, and you don't even see other people, like other companies, development teams, indie development teams, somebody saying, we're going to make another one. There's a reason behind that. Investing in video games is risky. It's risky business to get a good return on your investment, investing in, video games to make something happen. But it becomes even riskier. It becomes an even riskier task or venture when a company like 2K has a stronghold on anything that has to do with NBA basketball. You ain't if the NBA could disband EA's NBA Live team of developers because they wanted to release a free to play game, they knew what they was doing by releasing a free to play game. They need to get people back. Imagine your competition is so strong that you say, all right, we're just going to give it to them free so that we get some more leverage, and then we'll attack them the next year or the year after that, after we get some leverage with our game. But we don't have the room to sell the game when 2K is out there, especially with whatever goes on behind closed doors, that 2K maintains this stronghold over basketball gaming. Also, Money Madden 1 year, and that's when it was $20. Then Madden bought the license. Yeah, they do have a partnership with the 2K League. That's big facts. But more so, I'm more so thinking we used to have street basketball games. What happened to street basketball games? Why don't we see any basketball games out there? We're not seeing anything anymore. We used to have like street ballers, and we're not seeing none of that right now. Listen, if I'm a developer, I went whatever, I don't know what type of classes they would take, but let's say you're in college and you're working on game development, and you have classmates, and you see that this is the only basketball game on the market. Yeah, fast. Good evening, RVN. Yeah, NBA Street. So, and ballers. But you're in class, right? So I'm thinking business minded. I'm in class. I'm thinking I play 2K. I enjoy it, but I want to be a developer. So on my spare time, I play 2K, but I actually go to school for like video game development. And then on my class, I meet 2 or 3 other classmates that are into 2K as well, and they would like to see. Hear me out here. They would like to create a game similar to 2K. They take out the NBA aspect of it, completely wipe the NBA aspect of it because they don't want to challenge 2K. But they create an even more dynamic park and rec game mode, or even pro-am type of game mode. No NBA needed. They create just the very similar experience with player building, player development, status, things like this, rep levels, same type of city, exploration, things like this. But they minus the NBA licensing aspect. Why hasn't that happened? And why isn't that a complete just great investment, considering if you're looking at the market within what you're going to school for, which is gaming development, and you find out that there's only one basketball game. What up, Sick? What's good, Sick? No NBA Street, no. That's what needs to happen. But it's hard. It's hard to accept. Like, hold on, why wouldn't nobody come out with a game yet? What is going on here? That's strange to me. To me, the problem is more for us, the newcomers, the main problem. The servers and the rec matchmaking are the main problems. I miss NBA Streets. Yeah, you start thinking back, and it's like, man, I used to have such a wide selection of games, and now it's just boiled down to one basketball game. You have to find a different genre of gaming. My team is pretty dope. I can't front play now. Yeah. What up, Joey Taco? What's good, man? Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you coming through and showing love. 2K doesn't need to make a better game when they have no competition. And it's not to say that they're not trying. So let's play devil's advocate. 2K22 is a blessing in comparison to 2K21. That's why I don't want to make it seem like I'm hating 2K. I'm not hating. I'm just speaking my experience with 2K, what I've seen. But I don't want to hate on what 2K, because I was actually commending 2K for what they delivered, and 2K22 in comparison to 2K21 is light years ahead. In my opinion, it's just well ahead of 2K21. But that's not to say that, man, you developers have more than 2 decades. Let's get it right. 2K is the only game because we kicked live to the curb. We didn't kick live, kicked itself to the curb. Live slacked, and 2K ate them up. Defense in this game is so trash when you got the best lockdown in the world. Saying defense is, yeah. Arnold. Shout out to Arno Schmidt, but Arno respectfully said he disagrees. 21 was better. 22 is way more arcadey. I that's something that I can never agree with. Man, that is 21 in my opinion is the worst 2K ever. In my opinion, hands down, I've said this over and over. 21, and I really disliked 18, but I was able to withstand 18 the whole year through. I couldn't withstand 21. 21 was to me one of the most goofy messes in 2K I had ever seen. Who's using real player percentage? There's a lot of players out there that are using it. There's a lot of players. Yeah, 21 for me was terrible. I couldn't even deal with 21. If you guys are followers of the channel, you know how frustrated I was with 21. JP. Yeah, I couldn't. It was something about it. 21 was straight NBA Jam. That was the definition of Arcadey. It was 21, in my opinion, was the most Arcadey 2K ever. It's better than 18. It's the greatest of all time. Saying 2K21 is better than 22 is like saying bump steak. It's a good hashtag. Oh man, imagine thinking 2K20 is a good game. I literally burned the game. Yeah, facts, man. Yeah, it was 21 current gen wasn't that bad. Just had Zens. Yeah, that's the messed up part about 21 current gen is that I had those because of the servers in terms of gameplay and movement is way better than 22. 2K22 has a lot of warps. That's how they fix defense. What up, Romans? Dope. Yeah, we've been out here just kicking it, man. Kicking it with the community, talking about real player percentage and some thoughts on 2K and why isn't there more basketball games and all this good stuff. That's it. I'm going back to Mortal Kombat. Man. Yeah, the shooting system in 21 was horrible. My boys player on 2K would miss open shots, open close shots, and lay up with high shot. Attributes wide open. Yeah, that often happened, man. The mid range was obsolete. The players actually stepped on the ground. In 2K22, they warp around. To me, 21 was the most rushed. Yeah, that was terrible, man. That was a terrible experience. You guys remember the beginning of 2K21? Oh man, what a nightmare where they had to shut off the background screens. They had the mayors just randomly get on the Jumbotron, super loud. He's just randomly playing, then all of a sudden he hits Ticino mad loud. I'm like, yo, what? I'm checking behind me, like, yo, how the hell Ticino get in my office? Are you gonna play a scary game? Well, I've been playing Little Nightmares. I'm trying to finish off Little Nightmares, but I think my joint just got glitched. I lost motivation on next gen in the third season. I'm not hitting 40 season. I'll try harder to find hoopers in Discord. Yeah, good luck out there, Johnny Six. Yeah, I've been playing 2K for a lot of years, man. And this is, that we know entertainment is subjective. You can't knock anybody for thinking. But I could tell you the general, like the consensus. I could tell you this: the consensus is if players that normally enjoy 2K21, and I'm not. This is not a shot. This is just what more people think is that if you enjoy 2K21. And I forgot, I was watching somebody who just put emphasis on this idea that I'm delivering right now. But if you enjoyed 2K21, then you weren't really a good 2K player because it was so different from previous versions of 2K that a lot of players that weren't ever good in previous versions of 2K ended up shining in 2K21. And a lot of players that were good couldn't play 2K21 because it felt so goofy. So normally saying like I think 2K21 was great is not looked upon as a good thing because a lot of the players feel like it was such a bad experience, including myself. But to each their own, man. The 2K21 served what it did for a lot of players out there. If you were a casual gamer, maybe you looked or felt like a star and it felt good to dominate. But it was everybody was dominating. It was so I mean I would get like 100 clips a week on 2K21 bodying somebody. It was just like so consistent that it got. I never seen so many bodies get so old so quickly. It was so old so quickly that a contact dunk animation was like, it was like whatever. Yeah, he said that was me. 21 helped me. Yeah, yeah, facts. He said, now look at you. He said 2K21 helped me. And Cap said, now look at me, coachy. What? uh 21 on next gen was definitely an arcade. I miss the body animations. I hardly ever see them now. The facts, yeah, you barely see contact dunk animations. I think I've gotten one. I haven't created a contact dunk type of player. The hype was gone after 7 days. Yeah, the hype was gone after 7 days. You caught 100 bodies in 7 days. You're like, all right, man. How many times you finna give me this unrealistic animation? He said it feels like the rec refs don't call fouls now. Oh my god, I'm so frustrated with the rec refs. These rec refs be calling foul left and right. For the casual like me, help me, believe me. That's funny though. I'm trying to eat some tuna. Man, I ain't gonna front. This joint is super fun. I really enjoy just kicking it with y'all, talking 2K, because this joint is complete madness. By the way, I did want to tell y'all, you could type !Amazon. If you guys are curious as to what I use in my gaming setup, from my camera to multiple microphones that I use, from my keyboard to my mouse to my desk. Oh, I forgot to put on this desk extension. I just opened up an Amazon store today. You can type !Amazon and All City Amazon will come up. The link for All City Amazon will come up. And you could purchase directly from my Amazon store any of the products that I use. And the reason why I created the gaming setup list first is because a lot of people inquire with me and I could vouch for these products because I use them. So I use them or I've used them in the past. So if you guys are interested in that, !Amazon will bring up the link to the store. If you're ever in the market for some gaming products, I have I think some 20 items on there. I do want to get into product reviews and things like that. Oh yeah. The homies in the stream, I want to finish eating this dinner. I appreciate y'all so much, man. I'm gonna be running rec tonight. I need 3 more games to finish that quest, the 100 rec wins. So I'm looking to finish that tonight so I can put next gen down for a little while. Dar Solomon, what up, man? Jada, man, what's good? Appreciate you, man. Appreciate y'all being here. Yeah, I'm finna get on. I'm gonna eat dinner. I'm gonna eat my dinner first. Finish that off. Scrape that off. I'm chilling, Dar Solomon. Hopefully you good. Happy New Year, man. You all have a safe and blessed rest of your night. Thank you so much for coming through. I definitely appreciate your continuous support and love that you provide to the platform. It really means a lot. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. You have a good one. Safe and blessed one. Easy.